I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We are just moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our...
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
This is fielded at the 27. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. First carry for Nick Chubb. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Dorian O'Daniel, 3rd-round pick in 2018, made the tackle.
Brings us 2nd and 10. After 49 yards.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
Ready.
They run. Chubb. And he is going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 41.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. A give. This is Chubb. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
Eight yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On the double.
Mike Bobo. In your face.
A give running right is Chubb. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
56 is the mic. 56 is the mic. Yeah. You don't want none.
To throw on third down. Lock. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
We go. 70, Indy.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
The kick by Joseph is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Now Joe Mixon, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. This is a nice little stretch he's putting together. Remember, 3 sacks last week.
And now he's off to the races in this game because he thinks, okay, that's the start of something big because he's in a zone. He's locked in. So offensively, you've got to occupy him. Maybe even run the ball at him as opposed to passing it so he can't just pin his ears back and rush the quarterback.
Well, that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Space to maneuver at the 40.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
18, Gator.
Now watch one.
5.
On first down, Lock. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Completes it to Miller. Miller with first down and more. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. 13 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown.
And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space because the defense will key on him.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This quick pass complete to Sutton. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
It's our time. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
61, matchbox lights.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready to break.
Mike Spoke.
X3, 218, chop.
Watch the boot. Slam.
Hey, wahoo. Now.
Lock to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man has got it. It's complete. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The quick slant caught. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
They'll give it to Chubb, and he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. No problem there on the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun to give to Mixon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's locked. Well, this is caught by Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Line up, 30 base.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
2.
Lock now on 1st down. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Ready.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Locked again here on 2nd and 10. And he finds Howard complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
Let's go.
Hey, Echo. Get it.
Lock now on 1st down. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Bronco 1st down there, 12 yards on the play.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Protein spill. Check up.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. Buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
On 3rd and short, not only did he get away from the rush and pick up a 1st down, he picked up a whole lot more than that. And how did he get it done? Evaded the rush, kept his poise, and then how about him directing traffic as he moved downfield to pick up extra blockers? A really nice run.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. Flushed out right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Locke. Setting up the screen to Pirine. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. The kick by Joseph is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points. And it's nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Safe.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. Safarian Jenkins has it. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll look to run for it with Williams. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense heading back out. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well, and they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried because a lot of times that's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game. 2nd and 3. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You got to know where you want to go with the ball.
A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. 2nd and 10. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. 20, 10, 5. But they will not be able to capitalize as time is run out here on the first half of play. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Bravo.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On third and long, it's Locke. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now 2nd and 13. Now Mixon. And an alley to run. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
He'll drop to throw. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Williams. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play calling is working very well for them right now.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. On first down, Locke. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They run it again with Williams. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
15 line. 15 line.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
8 read.
So we got man.
No. 61. Matchbox lights.
Big ass.
Snap.
On 2nd down now. Akers, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
He's coming. We got double up.
X3, 218, chop it. Smooth. Shoot.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Austin Safarian-Jenkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And that will bump the lead up to 26. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchdown. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Brett Kern now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
2nd and 5. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll look to throw here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald able to record his 5th sack of the season. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
See what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Airing one out for Boyd. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
80 weapon. Ready.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's go, defense.
Now back to throw. And that is incomplete here. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, If they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Quick pass out to Miller. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
From just shy of midfield, Locke. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw it is Locke. He completes this to Sutton. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
132 fighter. Ready?
Locke now on first down. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Locke going to throw. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And the Bengals grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And under a heavy rush, and down he goes. defensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 36. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Down. 8-3. 22 Jet Bomber. 22 Jet Bomber.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Hit it.
A lot going to throw it here. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Safety's creeping.
Get it.
On second down, here's Locke. That's caught by Howard. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Denver, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.